So now the second property is kinetic properties of colloidal dispersion. First is completed. Optical properties of colloidal dispersion, under that the light scattering, Tyndall effect and turbidity. And in this we are discussing about the Brownian motion. Under the kinetic properties of colloidal dispersion we are discussing about Brownian motion, and second one is sedimentation. Brownian motion and sedimentation. The Brownian motion means it is against gravity. Sedimentation means sedimentation of a particle due to the gravitational force. But Brownian motion means random movement of a particle due to it is against the gravity. This is close or in parallel to the gravitational force. So in order to exhibit the Brownian motion, the particle should be less than or equals to 5 micrometer. Very important. What should be the particle size in order to exhibit the Brownian motion means less than or equals to 5 micrometer. Even 5 micrometer particle also exhibit the Brownian motion. And at the same time the less than 5 micrometer particle also exhibit Brownian motion. The particle size is very important in order to exhibit a Brownian motion. So what is meant by Brownian motion? Brownian motion means continuous means always moving like this, always moving. The continuous, I have represented, still it is going. The continuous zigzag movement. What kind of means? The continuous is not just straight like this, The continuous motion should be the zigzag. See this like this. The continuous zigzag movement of particle in a random manner. In random manner means in 3D, in 3 dimension means in x direction sometime it will go, next it's come like this, and next time this will go in z direction, next it will come this side, and like up, down and side, like side, up and this towards us. So there is a random movement of particle, random movement of the particle. See what is that? Once again, Brownian motion means the continuous movement, zigzag movement, the continuous zigzag movement of particle in 3D. In 3 dimensional means x direction, y direction and z direction. Okay, this is a continuous zigzag movement of particle in random manner. We can call as a Brownian motion. The particle size should be this. And how the zigzag movement of a particle is produced, how the particle is moving in the zigzag direction means the zigzag movement of a particle due to the unequal forces in the different directions. See the particle, the first starting particle is present here. Then unequal forces means there is a more force. See 1, 2, 3, 4, more force acting on from this side. Then the particle is moving like this. When the particle here means there is a more force acting here compared to these other sides. That's why the particle is the more force is acting from this side. That's why the particle is moving like this. Now the more forces are acting here. Now the particle is moving in this direction. Now the more force acting like this. Then the particle is moving to this direction. See the unequal forces means upside less forces, from this side more forces. The unequal forces in different direction leads to the zigzag movement of a Brownian particle size having 5 micrometer, showing the zigzag movement due to the unequal forces in different directions. In the different directions, unequal forces leads to the zigzag movement, and the particle always moves continuously. So whenever the particle is moving the continuous motion, that's why it's maintaining the stable colloidal dispersion. When the particle is stopped in order to move means in order to move, definitely it will combine with another particle, leads to the settle down. So that's why the particles are always in the random motion. Next one is sedimentation. See, this is a stable emulsion, the stable colloidal dispersion. The stable colloidal dispersion is due to the Brownian motion of a particle. Due to the Brownian motion of a particle leads to the formation of stable colloidal dispersion. So what will happen? In some cases, there is an attraction between the particles. There is attraction between the particles. There is attraction between the particles. See what will happen? The particles are combined. 1, 2, 3. The particles are combined. There is leads to formation of aggregation. Aggregation means this due to the attraction. Aggregation means this combining of the particles we can call as aggregation, coagulation, flocule, all these names. The aggregation of particles we can call as aggregation. It is due to the attractive force between the particles. Due to the attractive force between the particles leads to aggregation of particles. Means first the combining of the particle is there. So whenever the particles are combined, then gravitational force, if the size means the particle size is greater than 5 micrometer, when the particle size is greater than 5 micrometer, means upon the combination of different particles, attraction of different particles, the size of a particle is increases. Like this, the size of particles are increases. Whenever the size of particle is increases above the 5 micrometer, when the particle size is increased above the 5 micrometer, then immediately acting of gravitational force, the gravitational forces act on this particle, leads to the sedimentation or settling. Settles. SC means settle. Sedimentation means settling of particle. Sedimentation means settling of particle at bottom. See, at the bottom of the container, the particles are get settled. We can call it as sedimentation. But aggregation is different from sedimentation. At the same time, sedimentation is different from aggregation. First, there is a formation of aggregation. After the aggregation, there is a sedimentation of particle due to the application of gravitational force on what kind of particle? The particle size having greater than 5 micrometer. When the particle size is increased like this, the particle sizes are increasing, and it will reaches greater than 5 micrometer, leads to the sedimentation due to the application of gravitational force. Due to the application of gravitational force, there is sedimentation of the particle. This we can call as a sedimentation. Brownian motion, sedimentation completed. This is about the properties. Kinetic properties means movement, the movement of colloidal dispersion. This is a concept about kinetic properties.